Everybody, welcome back to the Cabin Podcast. I'm Kenny.
I'm Alan.
You can't break so easily. But today, with me, I have my good friends. Hold on.
Who are these
Oh my
fucks?
god.
I have with me today my friend Kim 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 Candy.
He left. Oh, he's back.
Oh, my other friend I have with me today is El.
I'm going to leave. You want to do this?
There's Cameron, me, Alan, the Mexican, Connor the German, and Kenny the Asian.
All right.
Mong.
All
Cameron,
right.
can we please get
There we go.
started?
We're
Hold
good.
on.
What?
No, please, no
I
world.
thought you were Greek, Cameron.
Oh.
Also,
I'm not gonna
You've derailed
humor
the
that.
conversation
I'm
enough.
not gonna humor that.
all right, superheroes.
Yes,
Superheroes.
please.
All right,
Who here likes superheroes though? Who's like really into them?
I'm
really
kinda
into them.
them.
Well, for me, I'm into the movie superheroes. Comic books don't really appeal to me that much. So
Okay.
yeah,
You're a fucking normie.
I'm into the movies,
Yes.
and I am somewhat into the comic books.
I agree with Connor.
I think I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum from everyone. I'm not a huge fan of superhero stuff, but I enjoy it from time to time.
Cool.
I just think it's way oversaturated, but we'll get into that.
That's probably true.
yeah, then, that's totally fine if you're not my friend.
Oh,
Out.
yeah, whatever. I could live with that.
I was expecting that to happen after Alan came into chat, so
Yeah.
that's all right. Anyways, all right. Who wants to lead the convo?
Well, I mean, what are we talking about? You just said superheroes, but
Yeah,
you want, like,
okay.
I'm pretty sure you have topics you want
Yes.
to talk about.
The main reason I want to talk about this is being from a very poor childhood and
What
not
do you
being
mean poor childhood?
I'm saying I didn't grow up with superheroes.
That's not poor.
I know. I'm joking.
Cameron was born rich.
Oh my god.
He lived in the White House.
Yeah, it was like
But they called
Bruce
it the
Wayne.
Pink House.
The Pink
Anyways.
House. Yeah.
Hero.
So growing up without superheroes.
Yeah, I just don't get the appeal that much. I want to know what makes it entertaining for everyone to watch a superhero show or read a comic about it.
I
It's,
just love how they fight things. I like their cool outfits.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, they don't have to use guns. They just beat the shit out of things.
I mean, some use guns. Some people have
I mean,
superhero.
What superhero uses a gun except from Deadpool, but he's not really a hero?
A death shot.
It's not a hero.
Are you talking heroes? Or are you just? I mean, a
You
lot of
said
villains use
superheroes.
guns.
Exactly.
What
The
about,
Punisher, to
Red
me, isn't
Hood?
a hero. The Red Hood is an anti-hero as well.
What about Green Arrow? A bow's basically a gun.
Yeah, but does he
that
people
doesn't
with the
count.
arrows?
No, I'm
Is that
kidding.
why they're using bows in Tomb Raider?
No.
Probably.
There's also
don't know.
guns in Tomb Raider.
There are.
Yeah.
Are we saying that we're across the superhero?
Yes,
What the
we
fuck?
are.
She might be. So, back to the appeal of superheroes. Explain what you're just trying to say, Alan.
Oh, I hadn't. Okay, well, I mean, if you want me to explain what the appeal of superheroes is, I can boil it down for you.
Mhm.
So, superheroes are basically a symbol of the utmost good a person can do in a society. You're taking on the responsibility of justice in your own hands and creating a better world,
Mhm.
even though you're still arbitrarily tied to the laws. You can't kill anybody.
Yeah.
So morally, you're a decent person. And it's just basically like a power trip.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's
For me,
Yeah.
the appeal of superheroes comes from just your average kind of storytelling, right? You have that one standout person who's evidently the main character, but for superheroes, evidently you just become this power fantasy that you'd like to fulfill, and they are, like Alan said, paragons of society. But that's more of like the power trip. That's where that comes into play.
I
And,
mean, I
it's
still
always
think
good.
I think they're still decent role models.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not like you're thinking about killing everybody in a society. You know, it's the idea of helping people and being
Yeah,
important.
it's
That's the
you
appeal.
having power, but you use that power for others' sake.
Mhm.
It's the hero archetype of any medium ever.
Basically, yeah.
So with superheroes specifically, they just apply. I think they just apply a power on it just because the author finds it interesting, or they're just searching for that kind of power trip.
Okay. Yeah. I can understand that. I like the superheroes that are not like super strength or like something very generic like electricity or strong punch or I don't know what
That's
else
a
is
lot.
there. That's a lot of superheroes, yes.
Strong punch is the power of many superheroes.
Yeah, which I find really boring.
Even Spider-Man.
Fair. But he's got cool web things, you know?
Okay, so you don't count his strong punch because he has other things too.
Yeah, he has other things. That's not his main thing. He doesn't
So-
just have super strength.
Superman can also fly. Does that negate his strong punch?
I mean, flying's boring. Let's be honest.
What do you mean? He can fly.
Yeah. So he can get places faster.
Yeah, but he's also like really fast.
He is fast.
He also shoots things out of his eyeballs and can freeze things with his
Yeah,
mouth.
that's cool. I didn't know about the freezing.
Also,
That's cool.
didn't he stop time? Oh no, he can reverse
He
time.
could
Yeah,
reverse
he can
time by
reverse
flying.
time. So it's like basically the worst hero I've ever fucking met. I hate him with a passion.
He's basically just perfect,
He's
right?
basically Deus Ex Machina, the person.
Yeah. He's a Mary Sue.
Basically. No, he's like a
Basically.
Mary
Jane?
Well, let's put a cap
Mary
on that
Sue.
because
Sorry.
let's put a
Yeah.
cap on that because I've seen Superman done right,
Mhm.
but
Is
these
there such a
examples we're
thing?
listing here is Superman done wrong.
Superman done right has limits, and you can't do that to the entire premise of Superman because he is without limits, basically.
Yeah.
Very true. But proceeding on from this listing of superhero archetypes and
Mhm.
characters,
Did you
Taking
just
a
take
bite
a
out of my
buttered
green
apple? Oh my god.
Just get on with it, buddy.
yeah. What are the other topics?
Yeah, what else did you want to ask, Cameron?
Well, I mean, that was the main thing. I just
Ah,
wanted
fuck.
to see why everyone likes him so much. I mean,
I'm guessing for other people, it could just be like, oh, that's a cool design, or oh,
Yeah.
his philosophy is pretty cool, even though it's wrong.
yeah. I mean, like, what do you like to see in a superhero movie, essentially?
Oh, okay, first of all, let me start out by saying that I don't like DC.
Okay.
For a couple reasons compared to Marvel. I mean, I still like some DC superheroes. It's just compared to Marvel, it's different because of
Okay.
the way or the attitude the writers take.
hmm
So I'm gonna explain to you why. In DC, you got basically gods that pretend to be human beings, and that spooks people, and I also hate it. And
Okay.
in Marvel, you have human beings that become gods.
All right. Can
Really
you can you give an example of that in Marvel?
Oh, and you got Spider-Man. He's a regular
Is he a
teenage
god?
boy. Dude, he literally becomes Captain Universe in one comic, which
Oh,
is
really?
basically unlimited
Wait,
power.
who?
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Huh.
He becomes Captain Universe.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Goodness.
Stops three-headed boy, and he wins.
Hmm.
But in like the most prominent example I can think of DC, because Batman is, I think, one of the only characters that doesn't fit the archetype, which is why he's 100% better than a lot of
Yeah.
superheroes in DC.
I
Is Superman.
don't know
He's
that.
literally like a god. Like he doesn't have to abide by the law
Mhm.
or anything, and not. I don't think anybody could really fucking stop him. But he just does
Yeah.
because he wants to.
All right.
That's interesting.
That's the same thing with Wonder Woman, Aquaman,
Yeah, Wonder
basically
Woman.
the
yeah.
Flash. It's just how am I supposed to relate to these
Yeah.
overpowered creatures that have absolutely no part of humanity inside them.
All right.
The
I
problem,
understand
the
that.
problem is they're just really generic.
Yeah.
Like really, who I just couldn't give less of a shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and in Marvel, every character is flawed and has their own problems that they
Yeah.
have to deal with, which is, I think, what makes them a lot more entertaining.
Interesting.
So just to elaborate on this, I have the same opinion on DC and Marvel. So with DC, kind of like what Connor was saying, they're all very generic. They all feel like the same person, but with a different superpower slapped on them.
Yeah,
And with Marvel, you have these different characters. For example, you have someone like Iron Man and Captain America, where Iron Man is a man that is forced to change because of the world around him, and Captain America, who is a man who stands his ground and forces the world to change around him. So you have all these different varying characters, and they have different arcs that they develop. With DC, I'm not too invested in the comics, so I could be very wrong about this.
Okay.
But just from what I've seen on my knowledge of the movies, I haven't seen any differentiation between the characters besides their little quirky eccentricities they have about themselves.
Yeah.
Yep, that's basically it.
Okay. Now, okay, this is kind of came out of nowhere, but I just thought of this.
Alright.
Which one has the better villains? You think, Marvel or DC?
That is a very interesting.
I
yeah.
think that. Well, I think that. Okay, can I just say my bit real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that on average, Marvel has better villains,
Oh, really?
but DC has. I can say this is totally opinion. So I'm not really. I'm really down for arguing because we're just going to argue with our opinions. I think DC has the best villain, the Joker, which I think is because he is the perfect. He is the perfect antithesis in all sense of the terms to Batman without having to have the same fucking powers.
Okay.
Because I feel like with a lot of movies, they follow the same problem of bad guy has the same powers, and since Batman doesn't necessarily have specific powers, Joker doesn't have any powers either. But that doesn't mean that they are completely different in how they do things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really enjoyed the Batman villains.
I think that Lex Luthor is also a pretty standout villain from the DC universe.
Okay.
Are you speaking from the comics?
I'm speaking from, I don't know, I haven't seen the movies, so I'm going to say the comics.
Yeah.
All right.
DC has really good villains, but it's like they're not consistent with what they have. Like,
I mean, they both have, no, I think both have ridiculous villains in the same degree, but it's just that I think DC has few standout villains that are really, really good.
Yeah.
But Marvel is more consistent in creating them.
not to mention that when you think of a lot of the villains from Marvel, they have multiple villains. Like Spider-Man has so many fucking villains. I don't know. It's hard to get into this.
Yeah.
It's so easy, dude.
Sorry, I was honestly, to be honest, I was looking at my phone as I said that, so I my brain was doing something else.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of villains.
Yeah, so does Batman, which is why I think people like Batman a lot.
Well, I mean, I think Batman and Spider-Man are like this, or very similar in certain aspects.
I can see what you're getting at there.
Yeah.
With the villains being really, I don't know what the word is, but not really campy, but just they're very unique.
It's like they have their own, they have their own little universe inside the DC or Marvel universe. Sorry.
And they have a really big character standout point, like the Penguin and the Riddler and Rhino from Spider-Man.
Like,
they all have their own thing.
To make a good villain for Superman, you have to either make him extremely fucking powerful to the point where it's absurd,
or make it Superman himself.
Exactly.
Like what they've done so many times.
And it's just pretty generic.
Yeah.
No one likes clone stories, believe me.
Because isn't there like Black Superman and then there's Cyber
There's
Superman.
Bizarro, Superman.
Bizarro.
There's a lot of fucking things.
I mean, the thing is that if you like think about Batman and Spider-Man and well in terms of brands that have spread off of them, like Batman's had Robin and Nightwing and Robin
Batgirl.
again, and then Robin again,
Is there
and then
okay?
Robin again.
Can you please teach me the difference between Robin and Nightwing?
So Robin, so there are multiple different forms of Robin. Nightwing is Robin when he is Dick Grayson, I'm pretty sure. I hope I said his name right, but that Robin becomes Nightwing. Not there's like 4 Robins, and so
And
the
most of
original
them,
Robin, the original Robin is like becomes Nightwing. Basically, if you're Batman's sidekick, you get the mantle of Robin, and then
Yeah.
when you're done being Robin, you basically become your own individual.
Okay. Huh.
If you're a guy.
But Dick Grayson, the first Robin, becomes Nightwing, but there are still Robin's still around. It's just that it's not the same guy.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
they all died.
Should we move on?
I mean, I don't know what else you want to really talk about.
Okay. Well,
What the fuck do you want from? What do you want from me?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
the main reason I came up with this topic is because remember we were all together watching the Comic-Con trailers for all the new shows,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and there's like I don't know, there was like 10 trailers just for CW.
I don't care.
I hate the
slightest for
CW.
There's so many superhero shows coming out and are out.
Well, I mean, they're very easy to produce because you got like 20 years worth of stuff to dig into.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Like-
also not like.
I feel like it doesn't though. From what I've seen from it, it looks really generic usually.
Oh well, that's because it is.
That's the studio's fault.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like, hey, do you want to make a show that makes money, or do you want to make a show that's legitimate to its source material and engaging to the
Yeah.
audience?
I think that the closest I've like from like an outsider view, I think the show closest to the original content that it's based off of is The Flash. Just
Really?
from what I've seen,
Okay.
I
but
don't know,
I
man.
have no clue beyond that.
I've watched a couple. Like, okay, so I watched a little bit, and it's like, it's all right.
Mhm.
But like, I watched a little bit of Supergirl, and I wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, I've seen a little Supergirl and I couldn't get into it.
It's just really boring. It's
Yeah.
like Iron
Mhm.
Fist, but worse.
Oh,
Bad.
I mean,
Oh.
Marvel. What?
I have a list of the shows if you want me to go
Oh,
through.
he's
them,
oh,
but-
okay.
All
go
right,
through it.
sure.
Hold on,
Go
before we
ahead.
get into that though, I wanna introduce a little theory to you guys.
Okay.
Hold
So
on.
do you remember back in the day when musicals were a really big thing in blockbuster movies?
When was this?
I
So
don't-
like, you got your High School Musicals and then you got your Hairsprays,
Y-
like all these like
Definitely.
popular
I mean,
musicals
Hairspray
that-
is old.
Yeah, that is an
Well,
old
yeah,
movie.
yeah.
just
So they're
brought
like
back.
mid 2000s to late 2000s, before 2010.
I don't know. I think that was like, I mean, Grease is
I
a
know what
musical,
you're
right?
talking about.
Well, yeah, true, but like they started getting like really popularized, I feel like,
Yeah.
after the High School Musical stuff.
Okay.
I can understand where you're
Like
going
Pitch
with
Perfect?
this.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
came out at the same time, yeah.
Like,
Mamma
there's a lot
Mia.
of singing.
There's a lot of singing. There's a lot of, or at least just drama-filled movies,
Okay.
right?
Now, Kenny, what does
Okay.
this have to do with superheroes?
So it's like I think that when a certain genre gets popular, they integrate that into TV shows. So
Okay.
like during that period of musicals and all such, we saw like a bunch of teen drama on movies.
Ew.
Okay.
Like we got like, what was it? Secret Life of a Teenage American Teenager.
Oh, wait.
Natural. More examples like that. I can't list any on top of my head.
You're
Like
talking
Glee.
like Glee, yeah, okay.
Hey, Glee
Or
was an okay
Ugly
show.
Betty or something like that.
Oh, wait,
I
what?
mean, sure. I don't know. I don't know anything
Was
about
that
Ugly
around the
Betty.
same time?
I have no fucking
That was-
idea.
Maybe.
That's a
But
weird
Now
show.
that we have this surgence of superhero movies, we started seeing the CW just replicate them and
Oh,
just
yeah.
push them out.
Well, I mean, that's because it's like they don't really need to work that hard for people to watch them.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
they already have an
I-
invested audience to market it to.
Mhm.
I watched a really good video that's called "How Christopher Nolan Ruined the DCU Before It Happened."
Yeah. Okay. Tell me
And it was
what happens.
Well, essentially, it's just that Christopher Nolan actually knows how to make a gritty film. Like, he knows how to make a gritty, good film, and then he basically did so good that he got they called it the "do whatever the fuck you want" card, which essentially means is that you can make any movie you want to make. It doesn't matter anymore. So he's just like, I'm done making superhero movies. This is not what I want to make. But he already set the tone. He set a good tone. And the thing is that they're like, okay, we know we have Zack Snyder. Why don't he try and replicate it? And then you already can tell it was like a fart. Like,
Here-
wow,
here's
and
here's the
so-
thing, though.
Can you
With the Zack Snyder films, they don't feel like the Batman films.
Hmm.
They feel like
Oh,
a
no,
Zack
they
Snyder
don't.
film.
They do.
Yeah, they feel like a Zack Snyder film, but
So
the
I
reason why
think-
they chose him was because they wanted to get what Christopher Nolan had.
Oh, hold on. I gotta pop out.
Oh,
What?
he's got to pop out.
Oh,
Guess
no.
he
We
died.
lost him.
Anyways.
I'll just go on to the list
Okay.
sure.
because
Go to the list. Don't
Yep.
explain it. Just go.
okay,
Start.
so Arrow, you got the Flash, you got Supergirl. Those are probably their three main ones. I would have
They're mostly bad. All right. Continue.
DC
Mhm.
Legends of Tomorrow,
no one watches that.
No.
Good to
Black Lightning. That's a new one and it already has 2 seasons.
It's not that good, but it's interesting. Continue.
Smallville, which is
Oh, that was a dope ass show.
was it? Was that
It
like
was back in the day.
okay? Is it over?
Yeah.
Right? It's not ongoing.
I think there's two. I think there was a show that was like early 2000s that was Smallville, and I think they remade it
Okay.
for now.
And then there's the Tomorrow People. I don't really know much about that one.
What the fuck is this?
The
No, no,
Tomorrow
no.
People.
Yeah, that's another. I don't know if it's DC or I don't think it's anything. I think it's their own superhero spin thing.
All right.
No thanks.
It's like
Don't-
X-Men in a way.
No thanks.
And they all seem very familiar or similar, I should say.
Yeah.
Because it's like a bunch of
It's 'cause-
young kids, like high schoolers.
They're all a bunch of simple except for one Asian, they're all simple Caucasian teens. No, they're not even teens. They're 20 they're late 20-year-olds that look like teens.
Yeah, they all feel similar. They're all
Yeah.
going for that Degrassi like show quality.
Imagine how good a Static Shock show would be.
Dude, I wanted to talk about that later because I really want that.
I actually loved that superhero when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
That was such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking good show.
And then
Anyways, keep going. Is that your entire list?
that's all for CW, but I also want to compare it to all the Netflix originals that came out.
All right. Keep going.
All right.
So
Go.
on Netflix we got Jessica Jones.
All right.
We got
Too
Iron.
much sex.
Yeah, I heard about that. Iron Fist.
Too
Yeah.
much
It's
too much
too much
whitewashing
plot.
and it's boring.
And then there's Punisher. Which
Punisher's really good.
I've never seen
Really
it.
good.
Oh really?
Oh, I love
I heard
Punisher.
a lot of bad things and a lot of good things. So
I heard a lot. I have a lot of good things about it. I think
this is
that
one of-
it was
this- I'm sorry. I
Punisher's
interrupted you.
slow though, which is the problem. It's pretty slow.
Okay.
I'm going to say this about Iron Fist. They made the first episode into an entire season.
Really?
That's what it feels like to me.
Okay.
Mm.
Like that entire season was really dragged out for no fucking reason.
I haven't seen any of these except for Jessica Jones. I've only watched like 3 episodes, and I was good.
I've
good
heard a
for
lot
me.
of good things
If you
all
want-
of these except Iron Fist, but I've never watched any of them.
All right. I mean, just watch Daredevil.
Yeah,
Just-
and then Daredevil was the next one,
That's the
And
one I've heard the
then-
most good things about.
and then there's Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, the first season I thought was pretty damn good. I don't know. I didn't finish the second season because I kind of lost interest. But the first
Yeah.
season I thought it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And they did really nice. They really did really nice callbacks to the actual comics. It actually focused pretty good on a lot of the things.
What was the team up thing that they did?
The Defenders.
Yeah, that
I
was the
heard
last
really
one.
shitty.
That one was shitty just because it focused too much on Iron Fist.
What was
and
Iron Fist and
he's-
Marvel Defenders?
Yes, it's all of them. It's all four of them.
Oh,
What's
really?
the common denominator?
It's just
The common denominator.
It's Iron Fist.
Okay.
No, yeah.
he's just really, really annoying.
I just think they did the character poorly, and the story is
Yeah.
also kind of bad.
I mean, like it was like they
I
could
think
have
it's
just.
I think it's fine that the character's white. It doesn't really need to be Asian.
I mean,
But
then
the
again, I mean,
character-
it's-
But changing the character to where it doesn't even fit its original vision is bad. By that I mean like the way he acts. I think that's what matters the most.
Okay.
I
But
think
if-
I think that he's just like. I mean, it's one thing though when you make him white, but it's another thing when you completely change the
Yeah.
personality of Iron Fist. So like, when I see that, it's like this guy isn't Iron Fist, like completely. Like he's got the tattoo, but I'm thinking in appearance and personality wise, it's like having a terrible miscasting and
Hmm.
terrible writing.
Here's the thing about how I feel about this. It's like because there's technically two Iron Fists, just like there's like three Green Lanterns.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be upset if they made a black Green Lantern or a woman Green Lantern because those are actual characters in the story.
Yeah.
But if they just created like a Hispanic Iron Fist, I'd be like, let's relax, boys.
Yeah, that'd be really, really out there.
Actually, about that, about the heroes, other people taking up the hero's mantle. How do you guys feel about that?
I think I think
think it
that it's
depends.
okay. Only it's circumstantial. Like you have to be truly fit to be the superhero. You can't just be somebody that just randomly appears and it's just like you're gonna take the mantle. Like I liked it when
You're gonna say Thor, aren't you?
no, I liked Captain America. When like they
Oh,
because
that
it was
kid.
like it was a passage of it was like first it went to Hawkeye. He didn't feel good about it, so it went to Bucky Barnes, and then he tried it for a bit, and then he didn't feel very good about it, and then it went to the Falcon, and he was like, "Hey, not only am I adding my own twist to this, but I have an actual competent comic arc that went in the 1970s, so I actually know this fuck."
Look at that.
Hmm.
But when you're
I-
just some random person that's like you're the new Iron Man,
Oh, like Riri Williams?
I mean,
I
is
hate
that
her.
is that her name?
That's her name, and she's just like a really shitty human being, and it's like I'm Iron Man now. Like, all right, cool.
I don't know why she just kind of exists all of a sudden.
She
I
was. I mean, she's a super. Okay, here's the premise of her story. All right,
Okay.
she's a super smart girl. So she like breaks into MIT and steals stuff, and then since she broke into MIT and steals stuff, they're like, "Wow, you're super smart. Here's all this attention and fame."
You're Iron Man.
Yeah. And then like
I
Tony
mean-
Stark's like, "You're Iron Man now." I'm like, oh, "Okay, cool."
I like
And then
to.
she takes over a country.
Oh, I didn't know about that, but that's that's their own thing.
Yeah.
I like.
I have nothing to say about that.
I liked Miles Morales is pretty good though.
I think Miles Morales could be better, but he's probably one of the better ones.
No,
they also
no,
try to
here's-
do something similar with the Hulk,
Well, yeah.
but I don't like Asian Hulk man because he just doesn't fit. He's just always the Hulk, but he's also himself. It's really weird.
I have a big issue with the idea of taking up the mantle of a superhero. So, especially when it comes to Marvel, right? Because
Mhm.
with Marvel, you have these people that become what you said your analogy earlier, Alan. You said people become gods. Right. So now with this idea of them taking up the mantle, these gods have now solidified themselves as gods, and now we have people now claiming those titles of gods. They're no longer becoming gods themselves. So there's this sense of
there's no sense of accomplishment.
there is a sense of accomplishment, but it doesn't feel as rewarding
No.
as the originals,
Because
right?
it's
So with Spider-Man, I do like the character of Miles Morales. I think he's really cool, but I don't think he should be Spider-Man. I
Yeah,
think he
well,
should be his own thing.
I think
I
they
like
do that.
I like the idea though of the Spider Universes then, where it's like, everybody's Spider Man, but
Yeah.
at the same point, it's like nobody's Spider Man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
also I like also like this is why I really like Batman, because he's like, I can train you and I can give you the same abilities as me, but you got to be your own character. You can't be Batman. I'm Batman. Like
Until we get to like Batman Beyond, but
I'm
yeah,
such
yeah.
I'm such a Batman. Oh, well, that's a good fucking point, son of a. But
Well,
that's not fair.
yeah.
That's
Well,
not
with,
fair.
with your what you were saying just now.
I got it.
I
I
like
gotta see myself out. So
Oh, okay. So with Batman Beyond, I had no idea what the fuck was going on there. They're like, oh, here, Terry, I forgot his last name. Here, you're
Oh.
Batman's son, so now you're Batman now.
Huh.
Yeah, that was just my little rant. I don't like the idea, even in My Hero Academia, if we're talking about anime.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
with
I mean, we
with that,
weren't,
they're
but yeah.
aspiring to become what you have the main characters. They're aspiring to become what their hero is, All Might, who is the symbol of peace.
Mhm.
They're
Yes.
striving to become the symbol of peace. They're not striving to become their own kind of hero, their own kind of symbol.
Okay.
So they're
but
taking up the mantle of what someone has already accomplished.
and that's kind of
And-
boring then, because you already know what
No,
the
wait,
outcome
wait.
is gonna be.
I'm about to explain to you why My Hero Academia does a good job of it.
Well,
But
I'm not
first
saying
off-
that they don't do a good job. I'm saying I just don't like that idea. But go ahead, explain to me though.
First of all, so right now what they're doing is through Endeavor, right? They're trying to explain how it's difficult or almost impossible to do exactly what you're angry about, right?
Mhm.
Try to replace someone's ideals and what they represent,
Mary's dead.
Mhm.
right?
And I
That's
like
almost
that.
impossible. So you have to be different. You have to do it your own way. And that's the same thing you see with my boy Midoriya, right? He's not a punchy man, he's a kicky man.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just slight things like that that make the story better. And I really like the
Yeah.
show. Oh.
He's making the
is he a
power
kid?
zone.
He's
Yeah.
a kick boy.
He's a
Well,
kick boy now.
He's using his whole
but-
body instead of punches, basically. Or flex now.
But yeah, he's mainly a kick boy now. With that
Yeah.
though, everybody is so obsessed with All Might's symbol of peace, and
Mhm.
that kind of
Well, I
grates my
mean,
gears a little bit because
it's
no one's
basic-
ever like, okay, I'm going to become a different symbol and a better symbol than what he was. Everybody's just like, oh, look at him. He's the paragon of everything that's good and great about this world.
he's basically the Superman of the story, buddy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what you expect.
But
also-
you don't have anyone from the DC universe who's going like, I'm gonna become Superman. I'm gonna carry 9 worlds on my back.
I'm pretty sure some people have tried that.
I mean, some people have
Probably.
tried that, but that doesn't mean they succeed. And I like it when they don't succeed because that's character development for them to realize that they can't become what someone already is or
Exactly.
or what they already done.
Alright. I think we're almost out of time here. So I just
Okay.
want to ask one more question if we're all done.
All right, I'm
Uh,
done.
if okay, actually, let's see. I'll ask 2 questions and you both answer them. What's your favorite superhero franchise? And
Spider-Man.
what movie would you like to see like come out on
Oh,
next?
Come out
Or
I-
show? Or it doesn't
I
matter.
would have liked to have seen a Marvel movie based on Secret Wars, but I just don't think that's gonna
it's
happen.
gonna happen, Connor. We're gonna
How
see Captain Marvel, and we're gonna see the Skrulls. That's why she punches the old lady in the face. We're gonna see it, Connor. We're gonna see the Skrulls in Avengers 5.
We're gonna see the ocean together. We're gonna make it there.
I don't think Secret Wars is gonna be Avengers 5, probably Avengers 6 maybe, but
What's gonna be Avengers 5 then? Explain.
I
to me.
don't know. I don't
They
know.
have to bring
But
everyone
I don't
back.
feel like they're gonna. They don't. Marvel
That's
doesn't
gonna
really have an
happen in
action
wait.
figure, right?
Wait, isn't Avengers 4 the one that's coming up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Avengers 4 is gonna be them bringing everybody back, Kenny.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
simple.
But I think so. Here's the thing, right? Secret Wars is like It's like another like division
No,
in
it's not.
the Marvel universe, or like it's kind of like a culmination of just sort of everything that happens, and then once they all gather up, they split away again, right? So with the
I
Avengers, we had the gathering up, and then Avengers 2, we had them still
No.
mingling together, and you see them how they work together as heroes. And then Avengers 3, they split up.
I think you don't know what Secret Wars is.
I don't know what Secret Wars is, but this is what I think how they're framing it, right? So I don't think they're going to pull a Secret Wars and Avengers 5 just because I've seen I'm predicting that they don't have the itchy trigger finger. They have a bunch of book stories to tell. But they're not going to go like, so Avengers 4 is done. Now we need another Avengers movie that's just as big. Secret Wars, here we go.
Kenny,
That's kind of like a DC kind of thing.
you know they don't have to do an Avengers movie like right away, right?
Yeah. You know,
That's
it
what
can
it
take
feels
them a
like
couple
they
years.
do.
I
But
think that ever
they-
since
They
continue.
don't have enough IPs to say, "Oh, Secret Wars."
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
granted,
I
they,
want to.
they yeah,
Didn't
go
they
on.
get Adam Warlock prepped?
Yeah,
Yes.
they got him prepped.
Yeah, bamf him out. I want him now.
We might get him in the next
th-
movie.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to become an Avengers 4. He's probably
Anyways.
gonna go Guardians 3.
Kenny, go
that could be a thing.
tell me what you want. Or who your favorite franchises and who your favorite heroes.
So my favorite franchises, my favorite superhero franchise, I don't know. You know, I'm just a big fan of the Marvel ones.
Alright.
But yeah, I don't know. Because Thor 3 has sort of solidified itself as my favorite superhero movie.
Is that
I kind of
Ragnarok?
want to see another Thor. Yeah.
Yeah,
What was the second one?
Thor the
it
Dark
was like, yeah, it was with the Dark Elves, and it was bad. Even
Like,
though
it
it
was-
had Christopher,
Oh,
it had
yeah.
Christopher Eccleston as the main bad guy, and it was still a bad character. Like, good lord,
Did I watch Thor 2 with you guys?
maybe I don't know.
I might have
I
just
don't know.
erased it from my mind. I don't
I haven't
remember it.
seen Thor 2 since it first came out, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did the same thing.
I mean, my favorite Marvel movie was Captain America, Winter Soldier.
That's a lot of people's, which you know, it makes sense too because it's a really
It-
good movie.
It's a genuine good action film. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Oh.
what I want to do.
I like
Or
Civil War
okay.
a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. Anyways, so mine is my favorite one is Spider-Man as a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, same.
to be completely honest, I think it would be really cool to see both the Chameleon and Craven in a movie.
I want to see, Craven becomes a Black Panther bad guy, so that's totally possible.
Exactly. Craven is so fucking cool, dude.
Dude, he's
Okay.
just his
No, you
whole
don't
thing-
understand.
His whole gimmick is that I'm gonna hunt you, and I'm gonna be very, very efficient at it.
He's just
You're
a
gonna be
human
scared of
being,
me.
dude. He's literally just a human being.
Yes, he's
He
just.
doesn't feel like that. He feels like a Black Panther.
When I read the comic, it's basically like they describe him as like I read the comic that introduced Craven, and he's just like he's got the strength of a gorilla and the swiftness of a cheetah, and so essentially he just has like the attributes of like a top tier alpha human.
Yeah, he's just like really buff and strong.
Yeah,
Smart.
he's like physically like the equivalent of like Captain America, but he wants to just kill things.
Plus, he got it all himself, and not some silly super soldier serum.
He ran around in the jungle to get it.
And then he got cancer and tried to kill Spider-Man.
You know, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Spider-Man
you,
No More
Cameron?
would be cool.
What about you? I
What
haven't
about
heard anything
me?
from you. Yeah.
Or the
Uh,
Clone Wars.
well,
If you had to pick a superhero,
Yeah, I know who you're gonna pick
who am I gonna pick?
for what you would like to see.
Oh yeah, we already said it earlier.
Yeah, but I don't know who your favorite franchise. I'd probably say Batman for you.
Actually no. My since I'm basing it totally off of movies and media that
Okay.
I've consumed over the years, I think it would have to be Deadpool or Spider-Man.
Okay,
Deadpool's just
Okay.
fun. He's just
he's
stupid fun.
I remember, I don't want to be like a hipster, but I was super into Deadpool before it like exploded because I was playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance
Mhm.
and he was one of the characters. Like he's like, who the fuck is this guy? And like he was cracking jokes and he was funny the whole time. I'm like, how the fuck is this guy not super popular?
Yeah.
And then like I think I was just like I caught him right before his popularity
Yeah, he
just
just
like
blew up.
exponentially went up. Yeah, like
Yeah.
right before he blew up.
Mhm.
I honestly I don't take much pride in that just because I guarantee you there are people that are a lot more into him than I
Oh
am.
yeah.
I just caught him earlier as well.
Okay. I just
All right.
like the movies. They're really fun. And the thing I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
see is a
They could be
Static
better.
Shock.
Yeah,
Yep, Static Shock. We said that earlier. Yeah.
I think it'd be a
Like-
cool show
Yeah.
if they do
If
it
you
right.
only have a
Would you rather see a show or a movie?
I think a show would be better
Show
for
would
that
him.
would be better.
Oh yeah.
Not to mention that I would rather see that than Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Static Shock DC or Marvel? I can't remember.
It is DC.
It's DC.
It is
I
DC
think.
because I remember Robin being in one of the episodes.
There we
But
go.
let's end on that note because
Yeah.
I got to get going.
All right.
All right.
Thank
I
you
gotta
all
go
for
listen to
watching. This has been The Cabin. I appreciate you joining us.
All right.
I'm Kenny,
Oh,
and
I'm
today
Alan.
I was joined by my 3 friends.
Okay.
are y'all
All right, boys.
doing
I'm
sign
sorry.
offs?
Okay. All right.
Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat some real food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get myself a Switch.
Oh, nice. Are you gonna get
Now?
Smash Bros too?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just impulse buy, and
Is
I have
Smash
money.
even
so.
out yet?
No.
Oh.
You gotta pre-order.
Yeah, that's
that
what I
bad
thought.
boy.
Okay.
But I can get
whatever.
Legend of Zorado or
Mario Kart or something else. Anyways, all right.
Yeah.
it's
Talk to
Good
you
night.
later.